Good morning. I'd like to call the regular scheduled meeting of the Board of Selectmen to order. It is 8:37. It's Monday, June 5th, 2017. First order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. I'd like to ask Selectman Balistraci to lead us, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Paul. Item 2 is a public forum limited to 3 minutes on any agenda item. Anybody wishing to address the board? See none. We'll move on to item 3, which is the approval of the minutes for May 15th, which was a regular meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion's made.
Second.
Motion seconded. Any additions or corrections? Anybody? No? Okay. I'll call for a vote as to approve the minutes as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Item 4, Town Engineer Jim Portley, 4-1, discuss and take possible action on a contract with Tilcon for overlay of Great Hill Road, Route 77. It's item 1739 under the state bid 16PSX0209. Good morning, James.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This paving will complete the LoSiP project that we undertook last fall with the replacement of the box culvert at Great Hill Road. We just put a binder in at the time, let any settlement, because we had to remove the old box culvert. We were concerned about the settlement. And then we installed the new box culvert. Everything came out well. We didn't have any problems, so want to pursue now the completion of the paving. The quote we got was for $34,485.16. It's all under the state bid. It's pretty straightforward. This will basically complete that project. The funding is all under LoSiP, as I said, so it's not out of town coffers. I recommend the Board of Selectmen approve it.
Okay, we paving today or tomorrow?
No, we paved Saturday.
Saturday, okay.
Yeah, we got from Orchid down past Squaw. Weather kind of, and yet.
At least
now
Saturday
it's
was a
drying
nice
up.
day, yeah.
Yeah, Saturday was a great day.
Okay.
It's just play the weather. It's been, the weather the month has been a problem for us. But, and I just publicly, I want to thank all the people on Podunk for putting up with us. I mean, it's been a bit of a problem for them, I'm sure, managing traffic, but doing the best we can.
Just as a point of information, because it was the weekend, it did not mean that the town incurred any cost. This was a contract that we had with Tilcon.
Right.
It was totally up to them. Whether it was weekend or not, they paid their people. We didn't
Right, we don't
have to
incur
worry about overtime
any
or
overtime
anything.
costs,
Okay.
no, that our quote is based on the tonnage that it puts down. It has nothing to do time of day or night or whatever.
Okay.
Weekends.
Okay, we have in front of us the item of the bid 1739 under the state contract. Do I have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Approved. Thank you. All right, Jim, we have item 4.2, consider to take possible action to purchase a 2017 John Deere loader under the state contract 16 PSX 0151.
Right. Our equipment replacement schedule calls for the replacement of the 2001 John Deere loader that we have presently. We had allocated $140,000 for that item. Under the state bid, we can buy the loader at a price of $138,501.04. But in addition to that, the vendor who is handling that bid will give us $25,000 for our existing loader. So it's a good deal. It's a good testament to the fact that our guys have maintained that equipment in good shape. So we can get it for considerably less. This has been approved by the Public Works Commission at their last meeting. So I recommend the Board of Selectmen authorize purchase of the 2017 John Deere loader with trade-in for $113,501.04.
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. This was out of the general fund, I believe, when I checked it out.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. All right, now, one question I have, you have no need to keep that second loader at all, then?
You'd always love to have it in
Yeah.
case of storms, hurricanes, that kind of stuff. But, I think the policy has been that we're gonna turn the stuff back in. And if you'd asked Tom Filion, he would definitely tell you we need it. It's
But we're
just
saving $25,000.
Saving $25,000, so.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you. Jim?
How many years did we get out of the old?
That's 16 years. And it's like, usually on a piece of equipment like that, it's more the hours than
Yeah.
the actual years.
Even
And it's
16
well
years
over
is pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
Jim, just before you go, since Joe brought it up, on the paving project on Podunk, could you comment on the sort of the cost and duration of that project, say, compared to contracting it out? I've gotten some, obviously, I live up in that area, and some of the neighbors have asked about that.
Oh, I'm surprised. If you look at the length of the project on Long Hill Road, it's a little, I would say it's about the same length. That project under federal regulations, and a little more complicated, it's $3.3 million. This project, under our way of doing it with our public works people and our equipment, will run roughly $400,000. I think that project will run, started in January, will run to January, a year duration. We started this in April, May. April and May, we're in June. We will have to landscape the sides of the road, dress it up, so we're talking about a duration of about 2.5 months versus a year. That's just to put it, and it's not apples for apples. Long Hill Road, you're dealing with the West River, you're dealing with some other complicated issues. But the
You have
length
a
of the
lot
road
of
is about-
drainage issues on Podunk that you're
There
dealing
was
with.
no drainage there. So we are dealing with a lot of drainage. April we spent putting in drainage, getting all that ready. I think we're doing very well. I know it's an inconvenience, and as I said before, I apologize to the people for the inconvenience, but on the other hand, I think it's, we're gonna have a road that I'm confident will go into the next century. We took about 2,000 yards of millings. We worked that into the road base that was there, which was totally inadequate. That's why we had so many problems with that road. And it's, as my father would say, it was like solid as the hob of hell. It's a good base for that road. We're gonna pave it, put the drainage in. I don't think we have to worry about it.
I wasn't asking to be critical, I was still giving you up a softball.
I did, that's why I took my time.
I knew the answer.
That's why I took my time to elaborate.
But I think people ought to know that.
It's a good question. I'm glad you
That the
brought it up.
cost and the timing of it was substantially improved over if we had to contract it out.
It's a reality. If we can afford to do a lot of things on our own, we're better off, just cost-wise. But sometimes the attraction of getting state and federal money is such that we have to go for it, because it does get jobs done, does get our roads fixed or our bridges replaced. We met the other day on the Sawmill Road Bridge. If we were to wait and save up money to replace that bridge, it would be years and years. Here we are gonna get about $1.5 million to replace that bridge. Yes, it'll cost us 20%, but at least we'll get it done.
Yeah.
So thank you for the softball. I can use all the easy hits I can get. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Take care.
Thanks, Jim. I'll see you about 11.
Jim?
Jim?
Yes. Oh, I was looking for that. Thank you.
Okay. Just noticed we missed the numbering on the agenda, I just realized that. Okay, we'll skip to Park and Recreations Director in his absence. We have the Chairman of the Park and Rec Commission,
Thank you, sir. Great.
Jack Penders. Good morning, Jack. How you doing?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
6-1, discuss and take possible action to approve company for the annual fireworks. I just want to say that Rick would be here, but he had to attend a family funeral, so.
Absolutely.
Floor is yours, Jack.
Well, in accordance with the town purchasing policy, the department is recommending Atlas Pyrovision Entertainment Corporation Group Incorporated for the 2017 Guilford Fireworks Program in the amount of $12,250. The department had solicited quotes, received 3 quotes, one of which is not qualified for consideration because it did not respond to the specifications. So that resulted in Atlas as well as Legion Fireworks. And of the 2, Legion Fireworks, excuse me, was the low bidder at $10,700. And as I indicated before, Atlas is proposing $12,250. So the department checked the references, not only from Legion and also for Atlas. And I guess the department wants to convey the statement that both were good providers of fireworks. However, the long-standing relationship between Atlas Pyrotechnics and the town of Guilford was a major consideration in the factor here.
So they're the ones that have been doing it every...
I'm sorry?
Atlas has been the one doing it for the last number of years.
Yeah,
That's what I
exactly.
thought, Yeah.
Yep. If I'm not mistaken, it's maybe the last 15 years at least. And they've been in business for over 60 years. And if comparability means anything in this day and age, Atlas also provides the firework programs for, excuse me, the towns of Cheshire, Coventry, Greenwich, Madison, Manchester, Groton, Long Point, South Windsor, and also they do the annual Riverfront fireworks up in Hartford and East Hartford. So, and also the Cromwell Country Club, both of which are 2 major events. And Rick has found them that, yes, we've worked with them since 2000, so I'm sorry, it's 17 years, respectively, 16 for sure. The department knows them. The fire marshal has also weighed in on it because the fire department plays an integral role in the licensing and the regulatory process. And I think the memo from Rick to the first selectman does speak for itself. And just to conclude, and I'll quote Rick, Atlas Fireworks has had a long and excellent track record in Guilford and throughout Connecticut. The fire department is comfortable with Atlas, and we all know the display will meet the expectations of the community. So in accordance, we respectfully request the Board of Selectmen to award the fireworks display contract to Atlas Pyrovision Entertainment Group in the amount of $12,250.
So moved, second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. One comment I have in my discussion with Rick, he has reaffirmed that $10,000 will be coming out of the operating budget, because that's what...
That's a line item in the budget.
That was
Yeah.
in your budget for 2017, and the remainder, the $2,250, will be coming out of the Park and Rec program account.
That's correct.
Right?
Yes.
Chairman? Okay. Any other comments?
Jack, the only
Gary?
comment I would make, and I understand absolutely keeping the one you know and the safety's primary. Maybe someone from Park and Rec could make a trip to one of the Legion presentations in the state, just to see what they look like and see how they set it up. if it's convenient, I mean, I'm not saying send them all over the country, but Atlas might not be here next year or the year after, or the year after that, so it might be worthwhile just to see what Legion does,
It's a good point.
So
Yeah,
that,
it's worth consideration.
so that they become a backup.
It is. And I believe, as far as convenience, Legion is located up in not northern New York State, but outside of Albany, Wappinger Falls, or
Yeah.
places like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
But
just a-
nevertheless.
It said there were 2 in Connecticut, so,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
maybe you can work it out that someone could go see their, and I understand the specs may be different.
Yeah.
You know, you may go someplace and they have a different set of specs, but just to have a backup in case something happens to Atlas would be worth knowing.
That's a good point. Thank you.
Any other further comments or questions? I'll call the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Okay, Jack, we'll go on
Thank
to
you.
6.2. Consider and take possible action to approve a contract for the resurfacing of the skate park, subject to approval by the Standing Building Committee.
Yeah, and the department is seeking to contract with Field Turf through the CREC program in the amount of in the amount of $164,837. It includes more than the skate park. On the same location, it's becoming a multi-use facility in a day and age of multi-use facilities, so that they'll be preparing the surface for the skate park and also for the enormously successful pickleball program. And in addition to that, they'll be putting up some hoops, basketball hoops at one end as well. So we'll get additional use, and the town will get additional use for that. In fact, they are gonna provide a basketball hoop system. They're gonna furnish and install 2 Pro Dunk Hercules 72-inch basketball hoops, and the line stripes will be per the NCAA specifications. So we don't have a lot of basketball courts in town, but this will be one. One more. There is one at the police department, fire department complex, but,
Lighted back there?
I'm sorry?
Is it lighted back there?
No, it's not. No.
Hoping not creating an issue.
How would you say it's an issue?
The next request is lights.
I mean,
Well, there's already a
Take out-
skate park back there. Is you talking about safety issues, or you're talking about financial issues?
I know that the one at the police department is used well into the evening, well into
It
the
is, into
winter
the
and fall
late-
months.
late
And
evening.
if this starts becoming as popular as the other one, you know, it ends up being a place to congregate. You know,
Well,
I know it
the-
is back there, and I just,
The issue, I think, is you might not want lights there because you've got homes in that area. Whereas in the police department area, you don't have any homes. So I'd be careful what you want.
there,
Yeah.
if there's a congregation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand the issue.
But I mean, there's already the skate park back there.
Yeah.
People aren't.
different
No,
crowd.
It's a dawn to
Different
dusk
what?
operation
Right.
up there.
Yeah.
You know, for the skate park, and for the pickleball.
I think
and for
the-
this. And the,
There's no way you're gonna change it, it just, you know,
yeah,
we're developing a new area,
No, you're repairing it. You're not really repairing it because
Well,
the
you're
pickleball.
improving, all those
Adding
words you wanna
functions.
use,
Yeah,
and
that-
it's
yeah.
just
the-
another, it's part of life.
The pickleball
Can't
court
change it.
is the real concern there because
it is.
you've got a
It is.
That's very,
aging population
Those
that
seniors-
uses that.
Those seniors
they're
are
troublemakers, yeah.
You said it.
For the nonce, though, it's not gonna be a full basketball court. It's gonna be 2 hoops, one at either end of the,
And,
Guess it'll be the-
you know, it's a nice improvement to the area, no
Yes.
question about it, just that
Yeah.
when you grow areas, you have unintended consequences.
absolutely.
Jack, is the performance bond just for the completion, or does that stay in place to assure the 20-year warranty? You know?
I don't know the answer to that. I know that tomorrow evening, if it's back in time, he'll be at the meeting of the Standing Building Committee.
Let me shed a little bit more light on this if I can, Jack, is
Sure.
Rick asked that this be put on the agenda, only to expedite it, because he wants to get this done
It's contingent upon.
for the summer.
Yeah.
And it's contingent, like Jack just said, on the Standing Building Committee doing their due diligence. So if we approve it today, or this morning, it's going to be contingent upon the Standing Building Committee's approval.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, so
Thank you.
I think
Yeah,
we'll
I
ask
don't have
those
a problem with
questions.
approving it, I'm just curious as to what the bond means, because it says it's a 20-year guarantee, and again, who's around 19 years from now to honor the guarantee?
Correct.
So, but that's a low number for a 20-year guarantee, so that may be just dealing with the
Well,
complete job completion.
All I can tell you is that there's a provision, Gary, for performance/payment bonds,
Right,
but I don't know what the terms of that.
right,
I don't know.
okay.
You just protected me so that my wheelchair wheels won't get caught in the cracks. I know. He just, man, joking.
Hey, Jack, was this put out to bid?
It went through,
And Pam is
yeah, I
dealing
think,
with
yeah,
one.
it was, but it went, Mr. First Selectman, it went through,
Excuse me?
It's a regional bid? Like
it went
It's a
through
regional
CREC.
bid.
Regional bid,
It's a
okay,
correct bid.
okay.
Yeah,
it's a correct bid.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was CREC number
Oh,
AEPAIFB.
CROG bid?
Pardon?
It was a CROG bid?
CREC,
Correct bid, okay.
CREC, yeah, good.
Correct, correct.
Okay.
One of those guys.
And-
Okay,
And
that's it.
the courts will be done by the Hinding Tennis Courts, if that means anything. It doesn't to me at this
Oh.
point.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have got this
You don't
far
know
if
Mr. Gilbert,
it didn't
right?
pass Pam's scrutiny, so,
It did.
okay. Okay,
I would move we approve the bid with field turf in the amount of $164,837 as presented.
And contingent upon
Contingent.
Contingent upon standing.
standing building, yeah.
And just with a request that Rick at some point report back on what the bond means. Whether he does it informally or, you know, an email to us or at a meeting or
Any
whatever.
reports back on what?
On whether.
Clarification on the bond.
Clarification on the bond.
Oh, okay.
that second okay
I'd just
with
like
you?
to know.
Okay.
It's
That's
not-
a reasonable request.
It's not gonna change my vote, but I'd just like to know what it means.
Trace, do you have that in your, okay. Motion made and seconded, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you. You got one more, Jack. Discuss and take possible action on a request to purchase a used van for the recreation staff.
Yeah, Well, once again, the department is requesting a van to use to transport supplies and equipment in its various duties across the town, to the beaches, parks, special events, you know, in particular the green. So it's not just a staff van, it's to transport equipment, tables, back and forth to the beach, back and forth to Quantapug, and all of the events on the green that require more than putting something into somebody's car. And I must say that the present van is not in service. It's a 1997 Plymouth Voyager, which was a pre-owned. And the best I can assess, aside from the expected rotting out at the bottom of it, the gas tank is rotting, and that's certainly a hazard. Air conditioner doesn't work, that's important. And I guess, I'm told, it probably wouldn't even pass emissions for all of those matters as well. So consequently, and I must say, in the interim, the department, through the intervention of First Selectman, is using a police van, a police car, a police sedan.
You want to correct that in saying that the police van that is no longer in service.
That's no,
Okay,
okay,
okay.
okay. Okay. I had sedan here, but okay.
All right. It's just,
One of the old LTDs?
yeah.
No. You have to apologize. I had
Probably
surgery.
holds as much as a van.
No, it's one taken out of service that.
Okay. So we're on the same page.
Probably-
Both vehicles are out
Probably
of
pay for the
service.
van out of the mileage.
I had eye surgery during the week, so I may not be able to see as well as I ordinarily would. I can see out of my left eye, so thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Okay, they're comfortable with buying, an 11-year-old vehicle, huh?
Never going.
Low mileage,
It's
not
never
big in
going out
town.
of town.
Yeah.
It's a shuttle between facilities is really what it is, yeah.
Yeah, and it's we're proposing that it be with Palumbo's Automotive Sales, Service and Repair, 1099 Boston Post Road, a 2006 Plymouth Voyager, 98,000 miles. I must say this is a bargain, because in our proposed operating budget for this year, we had a replacement vehicle, but that didn't see the light of day. So this is a bargain. That was 20,000, this is 4,000.
I think it's a good choice. I would move that we approve the purchase of the Plymouth Voyager from Columbo's for $4,000.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. All right, Jack, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and have a great 4th of July, and a great 8th of July at the fireworks.
We already went through the month of June, I guess, huh? We won't see you till then, huh?
Things go by fast.
I hope we get
Thank
some
you
good
very
weather between then.
Let's hope so.
All right. I'll tell Rick you did a good job filling in for him. okay?
Oh, good.
Thank you. Okay, item 7.1, Facilities Engineer, Steve Nightoff, discuss and take possible action to contract with an architectural firm for sprinkler design. Morning, Steve.
Good morning, everybody. How are we?
Corley comes up and sits next to us. You want to be as far away as you can?
Wants to be closer to the camera.
I am seeking design for the town hall sprinkler upgrades. I'm trying to get the sprinkler system all set up for when we do the town hall, elevator, and fire alarm. So I'm trying to do this phase of it first. I went and used the town pre-approved architects list, put it out for them to submit on it, and we came up with Kenneth Morrison was the one I'm going with. And I just want to point out, I've also worked with them before. They did the windows upgrade here at the town hall. We're very happy, I think, with their work.
Yeah, they did a great job on the windows, yeah.
So I am seeking approval to hire them for the design phase of this project.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second, any discussion? You have to go to standing building on this? I don't think so.
No, this was
This is a repair.
25,000.
Yeah, okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Sooner we get that done, the better. Thank you. You
Yes.
too. Okay, we have, sorry. Right, appointments and resignations. Act on a resignation received from Kimberly Holland from the Housing Authority. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Excuse me. 8.2, act on a recommendation to reappoint Paul Cello to the Board of Police Commissioners for a term to expire June 30th, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Act on a recommendation to reappoint Michael Michele to the Board of Police Commissioners for a term to expire June 30th, 2021. So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Act on a recommendation to reappoint Kenneth Wilson to the Board of Ethics for a term to expire July 31st, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Act on a recommendation to appoint Paul Cello to the Board of Ethics for a term to expire July 31st, 2021.
So move.
Second.
All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Thank you. Remove from the table and take action on a recommendation to appoint Peter Charlin to the Shellfish Commission for a term to expire February 28, 2019. I need a motion to remove from the table first. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now I need a motion to appoint Peter.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No, and I'll explain why. I have nothing against Peter Charlin. Joe knows the story.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the Shellfish Commission is in a situation where there are only two people who have been there for more than a year, and one will get bumped by this recommendation. And the DTC made it. I've talked to the DTC. They decided they wanted to go ahead with it. I think it's one of the unfortunate situations in our
Term limitation.
in term limits in their charter, because they are term limit expired, but it takes off one of the two experienced Shellfish Commission members who can still volunteer, and I understand he can still do most of everything he's doing except being secretary as a volunteer, but I just think it's an unfortunate situation, so I wanted to register that.
Okay.
And I know it doesn't change the vote, so it's
Is it 4-1 or 4 with an abstention?
4-1.
4-1, okay. Thank you. Okay, 9, request for the use of town properties. We have 9-1 to 9-4.
I would move that we approve the various sign requests as presented in the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Correspondence, I thought I had something here. Oh, yes, I do, okay. I met with 3 individuals headed by Mr. Sumer, who would like to reactivate the pool committee, and asked for some research from my staff. We gave him the research, and I just wanted the Board of Selectmen to know about this. I told the committee, it was a committee of 3 headed by Mr. Sumer, that I didn't think there was much appetite for a pool after spending almost $92 million on a high school. But I said I would bring it to the board's attention. He had told me that, they subsequently told me that they wanted to hold back on it. But I did want the board to know that there was some talk in the community about it. I will give you copies of his correspondence to me. We met on 4/20, and I have it here for you all to look at. So you can do it what you wish, okay? Any committee reports? I don't think we have any here. Old business, anybody?
Yeah, Joe, I would just like to
Carl, I mean,
clarify.
Gary, got you guys mixed up.
We voted at the last meeting, and I think the minutes were accurate, but we voted to reaffirm an application for the Greenway Trail from Adams to Gilpin Lake School. But I just want to make it clear that what we were voting on was to reaffirm the application. We were not approving the project. We were not
Oh, absolutely, you're right.
funding the money. And I would just again ask that before we invest a lot of town time in design or whatever, that there be some outline of where the project is and some communication with the neighborhoods that are involved.
Good point. I did get one call this week from one of the residents along Nut Plains Road who was a little upset about the article in the Courier, and after I had a conversation with her, she seemed to be fine. And I said, we're a long way off from even designing the project. It's just a matter of securing funds that I didn't want Guilford to lose out on.
which we might or might not accept
Yeah.
based on the way the project
Right.
develops.
Right, so that's where we're at.
Yeah, I just want to make that clear, because I got a couple of phone calls and an email, so.
Okay, good. Okay, anything else on the old business?
And I would be happy to work with Jim if he wants to
Good.
help on organizing
Okay.
a public hearing.
New business. Well, you had something. Yep.
I had conversations with Larry Santa Maria from the VFW and Ed Manzi from the American Legion, and they're both in agreement with this, and of course, working with Joe as well on this. And I would like to make a motion that the first selectman reserve the large room in the community center for the VFW and American Legion to host an indoor ceremony on Memorial Day if weather conditions prohibit the outdoor program. 2 years in a row now, we've been rained out, and I think that we all probably feel that we'd still like to have some kind of a ceremony to commemorate Memorial Day and those men and women who lost their lives in the defense of our nation.
I'll second that motion. Any discussion?
The motion is to reserve or plan something for 2018, obviously.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
okay,
Yeah, that makes sense.
okay. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And Trace, would you put this in the follow-up files that incumbent on the first selectman's office to do this each year? Okay, good. Thank you, Carl. Okay, on the new business also, we being the first selectman's office, have been receiving a few requests for appeals under the senior tax relief program. And rather than setting up individual executive sessions at the end of our meetings, regular meetings, like we could have had one today, we didn't schedule any for today because the assessor and his assistant are at training classes or seminars, which they're required to be at this week. We've decided, I've decided to ask the board if they would be willing to set aside one executive session meeting, to hear all our appeals at once. I think it'd be more efficient to do
Approximately
that.
how many are we talking?
We're talking at least 3 or 4 at this point. We could, they could pop up at any time, but right now, with 3 or 4, I'm thinking in the next week or so, okay? How does that fit with the rest of the board, okay? So it would be strictly an executive session that would fit with all of our schedules and the people who are claiming an exemption and the assessor's office. So we'll have Tracy, who'll be hurt because Karen's off this week, send out potential dates, check your calendars, and then we'll have to get the people who want to have an appeal heard. So it's a bit of a scheduling issue, rather than tack it on at the end of a regular scheduling meeting. Is that okay with everybody? Okay, good, okay. Okay? All right. Public forum limited to 3 minutes on any item. Anybody wishing to address the board?
Should I speak up now or go to this other meeting?
I think probably the other meeting, because it would have to be an executive session.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, great. Anybody else? Okay, all right. Item 15, discuss and take possible action on additional sick leave for the fire department employee. An executive session will be required. I'm going to invite our HR director and our assistant chief of operations for the fire department, Assistant Chief Shove. Okay?
So
They need a vote.
I will move
Second.
All in favor?
to executive session.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we're in executive session, thank you. All right, we'll need a vote to come out of executive session, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we need a motion
Move we approve the request from the employee.
to grant additional sick leave pay.
Right.
Okay. All,
Second.
second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Motion passes. Seeing no further business, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second, all in favor? Aye, okay. We're adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Chief.